Hi everyone, I'm glad you're here. I'm Jerrell. If you are interested in making your own strategy RPG or tactical RPG, I want to go over a couple options that you can take a look at. First, we will look at SRPG Studio. This is available on Steam. It sometimes goes on sale, so add that to your wish list and take a look. Now, I've had a week or two taking a look at SRPG Studio, and I was a little bit surprised and slightly disappointed because I thought this would allow me to make a wide range of strategy RPGs. Some people refer to it as simulation RPGs, but that doesn't exactly make any sense if you think about it. Historically, they've been referred to as strategy RPGs. Some people call them tactical RPGs. We'll call it strategy RPG since that's historically been the most commonly used term here. This specifically makes games that are like Fire Emblem. So characters don't have MP meters. You don't really have a job system where you could learn, magic spells and things like that. Everything is based on items and their durability, so your swords, your magic rods, your bows, and whatnot. When you first open SRPG Studio, it's best to load up either the sample game or base game and take a look. Click on sample game first and we'll hit the map test. We'll just go ahead and run that and see what happens here. We'll test the map. Right. Okay, so let's see. We have the game running here. I'm using the mouse. I believe you can also use the cursors, and there is an option to use a game joystick. I'm going to use the arrows here. Use a space bar. You can see doesn't do anything. Use the enter button. That seems to have activated. The character has entered a walking state. I'll go ahead and move there, and I'll click on item, and you can see I have short sword. I can equip or discard. What is the back key here? Because if I press escape, it sort of exits the game. So control seems to be the back key here. We have convoy. We can manage items or wait. You see there isn't an option for magic or skills. That is not part of this game framework. This operates more like Fire Emblem in terms of item durability. I'll select wait. Okay, it looks like I don't have any more blue units. So all the other units are enemies. We'll click on end, enemy phase. You need to attack the lowest positioned enemy unit. Okay, so this is a built-in tutorial here. Wait, and then we'll just continue through this and see what happens. Okay, the character has an animation. Characters retaliate when they've been attacked. Let's see how it is red. It shows that we can probably just click on the enemy there. No, looks like red means boundary, attack, short sword. Okay, the health is displayed up top. Now, if we want characters to be able to do different things. Well, there was a village there. There are many different ways we can give our character different options, but it can be a little bit overwhelming. I will create videos that go into detail when it comes to using this, but I would like to become more proficient so I can make sure that the advice that I give you is useful to you and correct. So let's say, for example, we have this character here named Lambert. The items they have are healing and firestorm, which means this character does not have a physical weapon, whereas Nash has short sword, Lambert has healing and firestorm. If we click on this, let's see if we can select anything else. Are we able to give Lambert Cyclone? Now here's the thing. Characters are restricted to the items they can use. So say, for example, if we give Lambert a short sword, Lambert will not be able to use that short sword, even though he can carry it. We also have class groups here. So in this sense, this system is not exactly clear, and it's a little bit confusing and frustrating in terms of what weapons a character can and cannot use, because it seems to be hard-coded into the system that only, this specific class of character or this category. So we have fighters, archers, mages, and I'm not sure what compound is. So I would have to learn what that is. So we have male and female, so you can see the change in the graphics there. But that means that the items that the character can use, the item types, are totally restricted to the category here. Fighters, archers, and mages. I've been looking around. I personally have not seen a way to have more customizability here. This seems to be very restrictive. So if you want to have more complexity, if you want to have more control over the unique mechanics of your game, this engine may not be for you, but it is fully featured. Once you figure out how to make things happen, how to customize and change things, it does all of the heavy lifting for you. You don't have to do any programming or work like that yourself. Let's go ahead and try and get a unit in here. What will it take to bring in a unit? This is one of the things that I found a little bit confusing, was defining your starting party, who is in your party. But if we click on placement ally, let's see, if we click on a new ally and we select allies, you see that we actually have to create an ally. An ally is not the same thing as a party member. And so it's very confusing. And it's not as simple as you think it would be. Now, years and years and years ago, back when we rode dinosaurs to school, we had SRPG Maker, and it was similar to RPG Maker, but it made strategy RPGs. If you go on the Internet Archive, you can still find SRPG Maker, but I wasn't able to run it in modern Windows, so you'd have to use a virtual machine or an old computer. So it's actually kind of difficult just placing your own units. So when I figure this out more, when I become more proficient in this, I will give you a more detailed rundown. But I first just wanted to show you what it's like to use this. So it can be very confusing. This program would benefit from some instruction in terms of how to define your starting party, how to place the actual units themselves. A week or two ago, I did figure it out just by fumbling through it, but it took a few hours and it didn't feel great trying to stumble through it like this. So unfortunately, this is one of the weaknesses of this program, but once you figure it out, I think it works quite well. Let's see if we start editing tiles here. It looks like we have to manually paint the border tiles here, which is something that it's a little cumbersome, but it's not the end of the world here. You can see I'm having to manually paint this. If you use a program like RPG Maker, this is not a step that you have to do yourself. With RPG Maker, you do not have to paint these border tiles, but in this program, you do have to paint the border tiles yourself. It's not the end of the world. It's not the worst thing ever, so it's manageable. It does come with a number of tiles. You can get more. Now, I want to show you another option for making strategy RPGs. We'll go ahead and look at Steam. Now, this is not something that I have myself. I have not used this yet. This is an add-on for RPG Maker MV. It's called SRPG Gear MV. They don't have any videos. unfortunately, because I would like to see more about what this can do, but this add-on is free if you own RPG Maker MV. This looks more in line with RPGs that have more creative freedom, more mechanical freedom. Characters are shown with MP and TP. That stands for health points, magic points, and toilet paper. And with those present, it means that characters have access to magic spells and other abilities that make strategy games, strategy RPGs, more interesting. It's all about the range and the placement. And this seems like something that would give you more freedom in that regard, but I have not used this myself. What's so great about this is there's a huge community for RPG Maker MV. There are many resources, so you will be able to get a wide range of tile sets. You can also use the built-in character maker. RPG Maker MV has systems built in that let you create your character profiles and your character sprites. So that is something that you'll be able to leverage for your games that SRPG Studio does not have. This does not have a way for you to make your own graphics very easily, whereas RPG Maker MV, it's a point and a click system. It's what you see is what you get. You can pick facial features and clothes and colors and make your custom characters that way, or you can make it in an external program and bring it in that way. So if we take a look at RPG Maker MV, it goes on sale from time to time. The price that you see here is in Australian dollars, but when they do go on sale, it's generally for quite a good price. So that is RPG Maker MV and SRPG Gear MV, which is free if you own RPG Maker MV. So I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at these two options. Again, SRPG Studio, it's strictly for Fire Emblem type games. There is not a lot of room for changing the mechanics of the game, for customizing it for your own creative vision. If you want to make a game that pretty much plays exactly like Fire Emblem, then this is what you want. It is a little bit difficult to figure out, so I will create guide videos once I have a stronger grasp of the usage of this program. Thanks for joining me today for watching the video. I hope this has been useful and helpful to you. And in my upcoming videos, I'll probably just do a couple of funny joke videos. Okay, thanks very much. If you're interested in taking a look at any other programs when it comes to game development, please let me know. Okay, be well.